Hey guys, this is a posture and positioning video. Remember, posture is how we're supposed to sit, and how we approach the instrument is what we call positioning. We have to talk about a couple of different things. Have to talk about hands and fingers and where we're supposed to put them. So hopefully everybody here will have two sets of hands. Now, I am recording this just as if it would be that I would be right in front of you. So you need to realize that this is my right hand and that this one's my left one. All right. Maybe some of you know that you are right-handed or left-handed. I hope by the time you get to 8th grade, you know what hand you use. But a lot of kids will go, but Miss Swallow, I'm a left-handed person. Do I have a left-handed instrument? No, instruments are not handed. They don't have a left-handed piano. There's no left-handed trumpet, and there aren't left-handed ukuleles. Now, there are people who will restring these for you, but I'm going to teach you how to use this the way that everybody learns. The way you play the instrument is the way you play the instrument. And if you're left-handed, that's the hand that's going to be doing the most at the beginning. So you have an advantage over the rest of us that are maybe right-handed. All right, so remember, we've got our right hand, and our right hand's going to be our strumming or our plucking hand. And our left hand is going to be what we call our fretting hand. Remember, this is the fretboard. These are the fret wires. The frets are the spaces between the wires. Now, before we get your fingers in any way, shape, or form on the neck of the instrument, you need to know that there is a sweet spot in the fret. The sweet spot is where you want to play for the very best sound. Remember, how an instrument sound is its tone. And so if you don't play it correctly, you're not going to get a good tone. If you don't get a good tone, it's going to sound bad, and it's not going to be as fun to play it. So we're going to play on our fingertips. It's really important. I know some of you may have nails that are long and lovely, and you get all sorts of manicures and stuff, and maybe have fake nails on. That's great, fine, and wonderful. I would tell you that you should institute what we have here in my house, Fingernail Friday, where you cut your fingernails every Friday. Mostly because until you learn to play, you won't know how to break that rule. So once you know how to play, maybe getting a little more of a nail on your left hand won't be a problem, because you'll know what you need to do. So when we're looking at our left hands, we need to make sure that you realize we are not going to use your thumb. Your thumb is on the back of the instrument for stability only, and we're not going to put our thumb over the top, but we're going to use our other fingers. Now, to make it easy to be able to tell who does what, we give these fingers numbers. Your index finger is your first finger. Your middle finger, that second one, is your second finger. Your ring finger is your third finger. Your pinky is your fourth finger. We will be using all of our fingers when we're fretting on the fretboard. So please remember that, especially when you're playing individual notes, your finger number matches your fret number. So if you are in the first fret, you're going to play with your first finger. Now notice, if I have an open string, sounds like this. If I play directly on top of the fret wire, you get a plunky sound. That's not a good tone. The tone for the instrument needs to have all fretted strings sound just like open. So here's the open string. And if I put my first finger in the first fret and I back it up just off the fret wire, just to the head side of the fret, I'm in the sweet spot. If I take my finger and pull it back here towards the nut, I'm going to get string buzz. This is much more noticeable on bigger instruments like guitars, so you want to always play in the sweet spot. My second finger is going to play in the second fret. My third finger will play in the third fret. My fourth finger will play in the fourth fret. So make sure that makes sense for you. Also, your right hand, we are going to eventually refer to these sometimes by finger numbers, but I will most often default to the Spanish letters that you use to it's a guitar thing. All right, so your thumb, we're going to have be your thumb. Sometimes you'll see it marked as T. Sometimes you'll see it marked as 1. And many times you'll see it marked as P, because the Spanish word for thumb starts with a P. Your second finger here sometimes can be called two, sometimes can be called I. That's the Spanish one. And sometimes it can just be called I for index. Your third finger here can be sometimes called three, sometimes M for middle finger, and also M for the Spanish equivalent of whatever that is. And then your ring finger can sometimes be your fourth finger, sometimes R for ring finger, sometimes A for the name in Spanish of what this finger is. Sometimes you might use your pinky, sometimes you might not. All right, I hope that clears that up a little bit. Is this the only things you need to worry about? Is this R? No, you have many more things to worry about with posture and positioning. So make sure if you need to refresh yourself about where the sweet spot is, what finger is what, and where you put it, make sure you rewatch this video. Thanks.